Hi there guys,
What's up?
this is our Kinetic and I don't know, take down your hair, it's hard for me to draw.
Fine.
Okay then, the kinetic molecular theory states that all matter is made up of tiny, moving, invisible particles.
Like that invisible duck that's been following me around. Anyways, it states that all matter is made up of particles.
Different substances have different particles.
Particles are constantly in motion.
It also says that the more energy the particles have, the faster they will move.
Thus, the attraction between the particles will decrease as the movements increase.
In other words, as the particles get farther apart, they don't touch each other as much.
Solids, like rocks and such, have particles that are closely packed together. They don't move, only vibrate.
As the particles in the solid gain more energy, they will move faster.
That also means the attractive force will decrease as the vibrations get larger.
Liquids are kind of different. They have a fixed volume, but no shape. They usually go along with whatever shape the container holding it is.
The particles in liquids are farther apart, barely touching each other. They still vibrate, but they can now move past each other.
The attractive force is high, but will decrease as the distance grows. An increase in energy will cause an increase in movement, therefore causing a decrease in attraction.
Lastly, we have gas.
Gases are way different. In a gas, the particles are far, far apart and zoom past each other.
There's no attractive force in a gas, but there's a lot of energy.
Particles move really fast in gases. Now we'll talk about the changes in the particles.
Here's an illustration of the changing cycle.
Let's start with something that you may have heard of before, melting.
Melting, as you would have guessed, is a process of a solid changing into a liquid.
What's happening to the particles is that the particles in the solid are getting more energy, or heat, and the particles move apart, thus turning into liquid.
The opposite process of melting is
Freezing?
close, but no. It's called solidification. When the particles in the liquid lose energy, or heat, the particles come together and clump up into a solid.
Well, next we have condensation and evaporation. Evaporation is when a liquid changes to a gas. The liquid particles move farther apart and eventually changes into a gas form from the amount of heat.
Condensation is next. It's the opposite of evaporation. Heat is exerted from the gas and the particles slow down, collecting into liquid.
Finally, the last section of this,
The two words you probably never cared or heard about.
sublimation and deposition.
These are the most confusing of the whole cycle, so listen carefully.
Sublimation is when a solid changes into a gas, but during this change, the liquid stage is so fast that it's not even visible.
And lastly, deposition, which is when the gas skips the liquid stage and goes straight into a solid. This is how frost forms on your windows.
Well, I guess we're done then.
Yeah, it seems like it. Bye then. Wait, we need some kind of an exit. Can we poof out?